Hey there, welcome. It's Chrissy Key Rollins here, and I just thought I'd hop on for a quick live to get you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually prepared for the upcoming 3-day fruit feast that's happening next week. Now, remember, you work this into your schedule, so there's not a set day that you have to follow it. Pre-plan ahead. Go ahead and look at your week and set yourself up for success in what days you choose. If you know that you're going to be going to events or attending gatherings, that there's going to be food that you're going to want to partake in that isn't of the fruit persuasion, then schedule it around that. Give yourself permission to succeed at this and set yourself up in an empowered way. To me, that's always the best way whenever I'm trying to do a cleanse. Now, I have been assisting people through whole food and nutritional based cleanses for over a decade. So I'm very well versed when it comes to the body, its need for nutrients, and its ability to cleanse itself. And this was the top things that came to my mind when I was thinking what to speak to really help you to wrap your whole self around embracing the fruit feast. First of all, it's important to understand the body can go for days with no food at all. Days. I had thought to myself, maybe I should research to see exactly how long before I hopped on here live, but I didn't. If memory serves correctly, like up to 2 weeks without food. So 3 days of just fruit, you're going to be fine. So let your concerns for your body, just set them to the side. Your body is going to be fine. Your body doesn't run on large hunks of food. Your body runs on nutrients. And one of the things that I love about cleansing, and especially cleansing with whole food nutrients versus fasting, is that it has a different effect on the body. When you flood the body with high quality nutrients and simultaneously give the body a break from large digestion, which needs a lot of enzymes. It takes a lot of work. And most of our bodies, because we're a society that tends to be overfed, most of our bodies are working around the clock trying to break down and digest. And whenever they're focused on digestion, they are not freed up to take care of other processes that are also important, like making you feel good mentally and emotionally. So as you go into this, just be aware your body is going to be fine. You will be fine. In fact, remember, your body is what got you to sign up for this 40 days. Your body knew what was in store. Your body is up for this. Now you have to trust yourself that you're up for this as well. And I encourage you to make this your own. You don't have to follow certain fruits. You go with what works for you. Again, set yourself up for success. Don't try to make yourself do something. Allow yourself to do something. And look at this as an invitation, not as a restriction, not as something that you have to do, but embrace it and look at it as an invitation. Hey, Linda, so happy that you could be here live. Feel free to chat in if you have anything to say in response or have any questions that are on your mind. But take it on as an invitation to notice how you respond and how you relate to your body and to food. This is a self-discovery process, and not a lot of us give ourselves the space and the opportunity to get to know ourselves on such an intimate level as to see how we act and respond when we don't follow our typical food habits. Allowing that space is going to teach you so much about yourself. And remember, your body's going to be fine. So this is so much more about getting to know yourself emotionally, mentally. What are your reactions? What are your thoughts? What are your distractions? What is it that is luring you over? What are you distracted by? Now, remember how we can redefine our own worlds? I'm pretty sure I kind of touched on this in the last live that I did earlier this week as well. But you have the ability to define what everything that happens within your body means. So as temptation arises, as cravings come, I invite you to consider those as a sign of what you are freeing your body of what you are passing out of your system, not what your body needs in order to be okay. Pay attention to it. It's the whole point of it. And to also honor your body and allow that cleansing process. What happens as you flood the body with nutrients and you kick out all those filled receptacles that are filled up, you know, with like Cheetos and Doritos and Starbucks and Frappuccinos and all that great stuff. As that starts to kick out of your body, and those nutrients find their home, you might find, much like you might be finding on this 40-day experience, that the excitement that you have on day one as you start that day with that bowl of fruit wanes midway through. And you might be finding the same experience with your 40 days in itself. You started out super hot, super excited, all committed, and now you're getting sick. Unexpected things are popping up. People are asking you to do things that you hadn't planned on, and now it's messing with your commitments. Think about this 40 days as cleansing your life. You started out strong. You dove in deep. You've been doing the work. You've been having realizations. You've been making connections. You've been listening to yourself. You have been facilitating your own self-healing. And as that happens on the subtle energy levels, you will experience it on the physical levels as well. All that sickness, all that sick way of thinking and relating to yourself is finding its way out. We think that once we have the realization, we're just free of it, but that's not how it works. Once you have the realization, you get the opportunity to live through the situation again. So if you're finding yourself feeling this like reversion or this pulling back, know that this is also going to happen with the cleansing process, and that this is your physical cleansing that is happening as a result of all the energy balancing and clearing out that you are doing through this 40 days. So if you're someone who feels like you got knocked off track, or you're feeling like you're overwhelmed, or you feel like you just don't have the energy, or what the heck is wrong with you, know that you're doing everything perfect. And the more agitation that you have is just a sign of more things that are settling in place. And as that settles in place, what is unlike it is going to arise. It's going to feel like emotions. It's going to make you think a lot of thoughts. All of those are on the way out. This is a cleansing process, and that's what the fruit feast is all about. To give your body a break from digesting hard to break down foods, flood it with enzymes, antioxidants, essential nutrients that is so greatly lacking from our typical American diets and food system. So what happens in your mind? What happens with your emotions? Observe. Just be with it. Where you typically have this arise and then reach for that thing, just have it arise and be present to the one who is experiencing it. Let it be an observation, let it be self-discovery, and trust it's your body that led you to this, because either way, it did. Whether you consciously brought it here or your body said, hey, we need to go here, right? It brought you here. You're ready for this. Okay. I don't know if anybody's still here with me live. Okay, another tip that is really going to help to take you through your 3 days is water. Water is one of the most essential nutrients to the body. And while fruit contains a lot of water, water is going to be your best friend. Anytime you're taking a break from consuming hunks of food, a lot of times the cravings that we get, a lot of times the hunger sensations, is just simply water. Give yourself water. Wait 20 minutes. See how you feel. Typically, what happens is that we are chronically dehydrated, and we will shut down our own thirst mechanism, and we move on to other chronic symptoms like headaches, like back pain, neck pain, muscle stiffness, digestion issues. All of that can be a result of chronic dehydration. So as you're flooding your body with these nutrients, flood it with water as well. Water, 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 water. And a lot of your hunger sensations is going to be satisfied with that water coming in, that quality nutrient of water. And I'm a fan of clean water, as in don't add anything to it unless it is another fruit. And that's just a basic rule of thumb. Anything that you add to water is going to add a dehydrating element. It is going to counterbalance part of the water that you're intaking. Nothing substitutes fresh, clean water. And when I say fresh, clean water, tap water's fine, filtered water's fine, bottled water's fine. Water is fine. However you get your water, get your water. Your body will more know what to do with water that isn't at its peak than to go without water. So water is such an essential nutrient, and it should be part of your everyday diet anyway. Okay, and speaking of being hungry, cleansing is not about starving yourself. I know that you read the text, so I know that you already know Barron's take on all of this, but cleansing is not about starving yourself. It's about giving your body a break from that around-the-clock digestion that it's doing, and letting it take a break from all the digestion and letting it get flooded with those nutrients and enzymes. Enzymes are so necessary. We think about nutrients like let's put stuff in, but there's two things that we don't consider. One, where the heck's that stuff going to go if all of your receptacles are clogged with Twinkies and Ho-Hos, with hydrogenated oils, with artificial ingredients, with preservatives, with aspartame, with all that gunk, right? Where's that nutrients going to go? First of all, that's where cleansing comes in. That's why taking a break from how you typically eat and going fresh foods, just do it. You need to know this about yourself. You need to know this about yourself. So, I forgot what I was saying. One is, where are all those nutrients going to go? Two, that people often don't think about when it comes to supplying their body with nutrients and starting supplementation and that sort of thing, is how is that nutrients going to be broken down and distributed throughout my body? So if you don't have clean receptacles, cleansing, and you don't have a delivery system, enzymes, then the nutrients that you're putting in, the quality foods that you are eating, are not going to be broken down. They're not going to be distributed. They're not going to be assimilated. What they're going to do is they're going to flush out just like the toxins would flush out if you can reverse this cycle. Make sense? Helpful? I hope it's helpful. Okay. And most importantly, how does that feel? How does it feel? Whenever I say, is that helpful, I want you to feel. How do you feel? That will let you know how helpful it is, right? Okay. When you whole food cleanse, you not only let your body reset and rest, you also focus on supplying it with quality nutrients that are simple to break down and assimilate. I might be repeating myself. I'm just reading over my notes here. And this is something else to think about. We often don't think about ourselves as being food addicts or having food addictions. And addictions in general, now, psychologically speaking, a true addiction can only happen with a chemical substance. However, everything else is truly habits, but it can be like an addiction. And I talk a lot about our emotions and becoming addicted to our emotions, whole nother topic, but I have this working theory that I've seen proven time and time again, that we don't actually get addicted to the substance as much as we get addicted to how that substance makes us feel. So we actually get addicted to the emotions and the chemical release that happens in our own body. So we actually become our own drug addicts. It's pretty fascinating whenever you think about it this way. So often when I'm working with people on mindset and emotions, and they're looking at their anger, they're looking at their grief, they're looking at their sadness, they're looking at whatever that thing is that they're tripping over, I often say, if you are not addicted to something, so if you're not addicted to lying, if you're not addicted to manipulating, if you're not addicted to eating what you want whenever you want, if you're not addicted to anger and yelling whenever you're agitated, if you're not addicted to it, then just stop it. Just stop it. And if you cannot just stop it, that's a clear sign that there's an ingrained pattern. There is an addiction that is happening. There is, I believe, a chemical addiction that's happening within yourself from the emotions that are released and that you experience around whatever experience it is that you keep going back to over and over again. So if anybody is like me and is a rebellious control freak, I don't like things telling me what I'm going to do. So that thought of, if I can't stop it, it's a sign I'm addicted to it, really clicked in for me whenever I put these pieces together, because I can apply this over to my phone. If I'm not addicted to it, leave it in the other room. If you're not addicted to it, don't look at it except for twice a day. If you can't stop yourself from reaching for it, there's an addiction, there's a habit, there's a pattern to become aware of. So if you are motivated by those more rebellious kind of challenges in perspectives, then I encourage you to take a look at it. What is it that you can't stop yourself from doing? If you don't think you're addicted to food, shouldn't be a problem. Take a 3-day break, right? It's an eye-opener. It was an eye-opener for me. And yeah, I think that's pretty much my notes. Most importantly, this is fun. This is an adventure. This is an exploration. This is a discovery session. This is not a have to, got to. This is you're invited to. You're invited to. Make it your own. Let it be fun. Find ways to make it fun. If it's not fun, what's the point, right? Trust your body. Pay attention to yourself. Drink your water. Trust your body. Pay attention to yourself. And if you have any concerns, if you have any questions, if you watch this replay, drop them in the comments below. I will be at the gathering on Sunday, so I'll see you beautiful beloveds there with some lovely inspiring reminders for you. And I'll hop back on live again Monday and just touch base to see how everything's going. So I'm available to you. Reach out, drop some comments below. And if there's anything in particular that you have hesitations or reservations around, that you'd love some expanded thinking around, first of all, take time to reflect on that for yourself, and also feel free to share it with me, and I'd be happy to open some new doors and windows for you to start looking out and see what inspirations come to you. So thank you so much. It's such an honor to support you and witness you on this journey. You're doing amazing. Amazing. Regardless of what this thing says, you're doing amazing. If you forget that, just ask me, ask Victoria, ask Catherine. We'll remind you. You're doing amazing. All right. I will see y'all soon. Love you. Bye.